Hey guys, and welcome to this new video on my channel. We're looking today what on earth is the island of Man from the Geography Bible. If you're new to this channel, I try to learn English better, so I watch English videos, upload that on YouTube, I stream, and yeah, let's go in this video.
31 kilometers away and to Ireland about 50. Found in the Irish Sea in between Great Britain and Ireland, you will find this very interesting island. The island in question is the Isle of Man. It is actually not part of the UK, nor is it a country or territory. So what on earth is it? What
So it's what?
Country or territory? So what on earth? Not part of the UK, nor is it a country or territory.
It is not a country, not part of the UK. Huh?
So what on earth is it? What goes on there, and why does it have one of the weirdest flags on Earth?
So you can just go there and take it. Like the good old German way.
So let's swim across and investigate. So as just mentioned, the island sits in the Irish Sea. Its closest point to England is about 31 kilometers away and to Ireland about 51.
I didn't know that there was an island in the middle of them.
The island is pretty small at 572 kilometers squared. This would rank it as the 179th largest country if it were a country. So if it's not a country, part of the UK or a territory, what on earth is it? Well, the island is classed as a self-governing British Crown dependency. But what on earth does that gibberish actually mean? Well, it means that it manages its own affairs, such as laws and taxes, through its own government and parliament. It's not part of the UK and isn't controlled by the UK's parliament, but the UK does handle its defence and international relations. The British Crown refers to the monarchy, which at the time of making this video is held by King Charles III. The King's powers here are pretty much just symbolic and ceremonial, meaning he doesn't really have much power. The power comes from its own elected officials. It's fair to say that the Isle of Man has a pretty sweet deal. It kind of runs like its own country with its own rules, but is protected by the UK and its allies.
Okay, so better not the old German way.
However, as it's not a sovereign country, it can't join organisations like NATO or the EU on its own. It is also surprisingly not part of the British Commonwealth. Its physical position is also very advantageous. As previously mentioned, it sits nicely in between Great Britain and Ireland. Cut off these choke points here and it'd be extremely hard for anyone to invade.
Yeah.
We can show you how you would look at your maximum attractiveness potential and tell you step by step how to...
Thank you very
The
much.
island has a pretty small population. Only around 85,000 people call the island.
But this shit is beautiful. Wait, maps. I want to see it better. What is the capital? Tuklas? Castle Town? Damn! I'm on a fucking castle. Okay. I think I just dropped perfectly here. Fuck. Okay, we go here. That's a spot from the video, or no? No, it's not. But the shit is beautiful. With these old houses, this cobblestone. I want to see the sea. Yeah, okay, that's not so beautiful. That's just flat. What's about in the country inside here? Everywhere houses? What? Even here, bro. That the island is just a big city. Ah, okay. Here's a farm. Okay, that's nice here. There are sweet cows. Okay, it looks very cool. To be honest, it looks cool.
Home. This means that its entire population could fit into Wembley Stadium with another 5,000 seats spare. So 85,000 people living in an area of 572 kilometers squared gives us a population density of around 149 people per kilometer squared. The exact same as China, believe it or not. For reference,
Really?
the UK's population density is 279 and Ireland's 72. So somewhere it's populate
The same as China? How many citizens has China? I think it's about population billion or 1.4 billion. Global rank is 2. Yeah, here. Global rank 1 is India, I think, right? India 1.47. Yes. Okay. But that's crazy. What?
Same as China, believe it or not. For reference, the UK's population density is 279 and Ireland's 72, so somewhere in the middle. Of the 85,000 or so people that live here, about 27,000 live in its capital, Douglas, which sits in the southeast of the island. There are 2 official languages on the island.
Oh, I wasn't at the capital, right? I just was in Castletown. I want to see the capital. Douglas? What is the capital about? Ah, so typical British, right? Oh, even the telephone things. Not gonna lie, that shit is beautiful. Oh my god, I love these buildings with the efeu on the outside. You know, it's so much damaging for the house. It's very damaging, and I would never do that. But it's fucking beautiful. Okay, cool.
And one of course being English and the other Manx, a language believed to only be spoken by around 1 to 2,000 people around the world. It is classed as critically endangered. This is what it sounds like. The Agna the Rogenter Talo Mations now. Hoodden and Alan Jewish Gacklay. Lay down the locht and Metashin lay down the Genulach. To me, it kind of sounds like a mixture of some Nordic language mixed with Irish and Scottish. Being from England myself, it sounds so familiar, but of course I don't understand a single word. Now, as mentioned earlier, the Isle of Man sets its own rules, with its tax rates being perhaps its most noteworthy. The island is classed as a tax haven. Most businesses see 0% tax rates.
Really? So if you're from the UK, you can go there and make your business, and you're, what was it, like 30 kilometers away from your country? Does the island have an airport? That's a big question.
There are no capital gains or inheritance tax. Its no or very little corporate tax means it's a very favourable place to run your company from, especially for those in banking, gambling and shipping. For example, the largest online poker site in the world operates from the Isle of Man. Now, the economy size of the island is actually quite...
What is this? What is this for a site? Biggest poker site? Biggest poker site on world. PokerStar. Here's PokerStar. Is PokerStar what do I search if here PokerStar Isle of Man. Yeah, I think it is. Here. PokerStar headquarters is based on Chan on the Isle of Man. Yeah, okay. Crazy.
Quite impressive considering it has such a low population. It's roughly $8 billion US. That's about the same economy size as Montenegro, a country with a population of around 630,000. This therefore gives the people of the island a GDP per capita of around $94,000 US, which according to the World Bank ranks them as the 8th richest people on Earth. However, take this figure with a pinch of salt, as this number is highly inflated due to the many large multinational companies that are based there taking advantage of its favourable tax rates. These companies generate significant profits, but not all of that money stays in the local economy or benefits residents directly. But what is $94,000 US in the island's currency? But what currency do they actually
They have their own currency?
use there? You might assume it's the British pound, or maybe even the euro like the Irish. Well, it's the pound, but not the British pound. They use their own currency called the Manx pound. However, it is tied to the British pound's value, and British pounds can be used on the island.
Okay. What is that? Ads? A dragon.
So enough
The Isle of Man has also dragons. Oh my god.
about money and tax, let's take a look at what the island actually looks like. So the island consists of one single main island alongside several smaller islets. The terrain is generally classed as being quite similar to that of England, to the northwest specifically, as both regions see lush green hills.
I love this blank hills, right? We don't have something like that here.
Rugged coastline with dramatic cliffs and sandy beaches. This makes complete sense, seeing as though the island is believed to have been connected to Great Britain some 10,000 years ago during the Ice Age, when...
Really?
sea levels were much lower, but as the Ice Age ended, Isle of Man became the isolated island as we know it today. The general vibe of the island could definitely be described as rugged, remote, and raw. The highest point on the island is Snaefell, which measures 620 meters above sea level. The island's climate is heavily influenced by the Gulf Stream, which means it has a temperate maritime climate, meaning mild, wet winters and cool, relatively dry summers. The highest recorded temperature on the island was 28.1 degrees Celsius in 1983. Nowhere near the UK's record of 40.3 degrees. Now, as I mentioned at the start of the video, it has a very odd flag. This is what it looks like. So the flag has 3 bent legs not connected to a body. The reason for this choice is somewhat unknown. However, some sources believe that the 3 legs symbolize strength, movement, and balance. Now, the flag of the Isle of Man is not to be confused with the flag of Sicily, which is very similar and arguably the creepiest flag on Earth.
Yeah,
now, it's impossible to make a video about the Isle of Man and not mention the TT, perhaps the thing it's most famous for. So, TT stands for Tourist Trophy and is one of the most famous and dangerous motorcycle races in the world. It's a race where motorcyclists drive at insane...
Oh, monster! Cheers, motherfuckers!
Speeds across the island's public roads, often exceeding 200 miles per hour. The event has taken place yearly since 1907 and has seen some 270 deaths. Now, excluding the extremely dangerous TT race, the island by some sources is claimed to be the safest place in the British Isles. Most of the crimes that are committed are non-violent offences like money laundering. The crowds...
Yeah, but that's a thing of islands in general, you know. If you watch to Portugal, Madeira, you can't go away. Of course, there is no crime. You steal something or kill somebody, you can't go away just like this. It's a fucking island. There's water around you. I think islands are in general the safest places on Earth.
Source database website Numbeo actually has the Isle of Man ranking as the 6th safest place in the world. On the same website, the Isle of Man has a quality of life score of 218, which actually ranks it 2nd in the world, only behind Luxembourg. However, there is very little or reliable data to support this, so use your own judgment with this one. So there we have it, the Isle of Man in a nutshell. Sounds like a pretty nice place to live.
I think that was someday back screen of my TV. I have this Google TV, you know, and when I don't use it, like 20 minutes, then there goes this pause screen. I think that was a wallpaper one once.
Right? Like and subscribe for more geography content, and as always, thank you very much for watching.
Damn, great video, great facts, I like it. The Geographical Bible, subscribe to it and leave a like. That was a really good video. And if you're also interested in watching me learn better English and get to know about facts about the Earth, leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And we'll see us in the next video.